Hello again, and welcome back, everybody, to another edition of the Rural Report. I am your Rural 2IC, and we are gearing up to finish the alphabet for the 30 Days of Survival Challenge, where every day for the month of September, which is also known as National Preparedness Month, we spend each day going over various things related to preparedness. Now, I give a little shout out to my 5-year-old little boy, Little Rural, for giving me the creative idea of doing this in the fun way of using the ABCs. So, if this is your first time here, welcome. Thank you for stopping by, joining us. And for the rest of you, get ready. Here we go on another one. Now, real quick, somewhere up here at the end of the video, you can click on the little cards and watch all the videos up until this one. And let's just jump right into this one because we are at the letter W. Now, the very first word that I'm going to throw out is probably pretty obvious, which is water. Water is essential to life. We need it. We need it for a ton of things, not only to drink, but to cook, to clean, hygiene. Uh, there's a lot of things that we need water for. uh, our food needs water, whether that is growing food like vegetables and things like that, all the way from the fish and other critters that we were going to hunt. Pretty much everything that we eat requires water. Water is that essential. And to be able to have multiple water sources and to be able to not only collect it, but you can also harness it, so you can turn things into like a hydroelectricity. Uh, Water can be not only a good thing, but it can be a bad thing. You can have it to where you get too much water and floods out a bunch of things. You could just have it to where it just floods out your house, your crops, things like that. um, Water is destructive. It carves out different things. There's good and bad with just about anything in life, but when it comes to water, make sure that you do understand the differences of water. um, you need clean water for certain things. You need drinkable water, which is a step beyond just being clean. The water that you are going to drink is different from the water that you're going to, let's say, wash, I don't know, your socks or something, right? That just needs to be clean water versus, what you're going to water your plants with may just be something straight out of the stream. So, there's a lot of things when it comes to water. We've done a few shows just based on nothing but water, and we could probably do a lot more. But let's move on. So the next W is going to be walk. Walk is going to be one of the things that I think you're probably going to want to get used to. Uh, it's probably going to be the most primitive and primary mode of transportation. If you are not a person that likes to walk, you probably should start soon. Just walk around the block. Uh, Go to your local park and walk around your backyard, whatever you got to do. But get walking, get up, get moving. You don't have to be sprinting. You don't have to be doing a bunch of things. Just get out and get some fresh air, exercise, and get used to it. That also brings into the uh, walking shoes. You need to make sure that you have the proper footwear. If you are in, let's say, a northern region where you get a lot of snow, that's going to switch over to boots. If you are in a climate where you're going to, uh, be in a wet terrain and things, it needs to be something that's water resistant to waterproof. If it's a hilly and rocky terrain, it's going to be something that's going to go with that, whether that's a boot or something along those lines. If it's, relatively flat terrain, tennis shoes, or running shoes should be okay. So, proper footwear. Now, the next thing that I want to go on to is weather. Weather is a difficult one because if we get into a period of time to where, uh, in an SHTF situation, where all the electrical grid goes down, for instance, you're not going to be able to tune into your local weather person. So, yes, you could probably go and do something with like the Farmer's Almanac or things like that, but that's just the best guess, right? And I get it. Yes, the weather right now is almost the best guess anyway. But uh, how often do we get those wild temperature swings? It's 88, 92 degrees on Monday, and then Tuesday night it's 32. How do you prepare for something like that without somebody giving you the weather forecast? And then, that goes along with time. We can kind of do educated guessing based on the calendar, but how long of an SHTF situation before, you get to that point? Let's say that you have a really, really long SHTF situation and it goes 3, 5 years. Can you create your own calendar? I'm guessing that probably most of us, if not all of us, don't have 3 years, the next 3 years of calendars tucked away. It's just probably something we don't do. Might be a good idea, um, to be able to track time so you know your seasons and things like that. But yeah, weather is going to be a difficult one to prepare for. If if you're not able to track weather, it's very easy to have decent skies in the morning and go out for a hunt, go out for an expedition trip, go out for something and get caught in a really, really bad storm. Um, things like that happen even in today's where something just kind of forms out of the blue. And if you don't have the proper gear with you, the proper communication, the proper help, and things like that, it can turn deadly really, really fast. So, but switching gears, let's go to our last word, which is weapon. Now, most people are going to think of the first two things, which is firearms or a blade. And yes, those are excellent, excellent weapons. Uh, we here on this channel focus pretty much solely on self defense. It's not an offensive thing. It is a self defense tool. Now, it doesn't have to be that. Remember that no matter what way somebody tries to spin it or give you some sort of narrative or anything along those lines, it is a self defense tool, meaning it's an object. Anything can be that. So whether that is a baseball bat, a crowbar, a 2x4, anything that you have, as long as you can put it in your hand and use that to defend yourself. Um, and we've gone through and we've done shows on this of figuring out ways to strategically place things. It looks decorative, so it's not out of place. But if something goes, if you're out in the yard, you're a couple of feet away from a self defense tool. Most people aren't going to look at it and see what it is, and they'll walk right by it, but you know what it is. You can quickly, grab a self defense tool. And have them stationed around on the outside of your house, inside of your house, the barn, garage, car, all that stuff. Uh, it's one that eh, it's very difficult to talk about on YouTube, but self defense is going to be a very critical thing, again, depending on your situation, uh, where you are, uh, where you're located, things like that. But make sure you have a way to defend yourself. Now, before we wrap things up, I'm going to give my honorable mention word, which is weakness. So, two-sided coin, we all have a weakness, okay? And if you say I don't have a weakness, then that's probably your biggest weakness right there. If you cannot humble yourself down and be completely honest with yourself behind closed doors, nobody's looking at you, judging you or anything. If you can't look in the mirror and go, okay, I've evaluated this and this and this and this is my weaknesses, then you won't have the ability to focus and improve. And with uh, the the person that will not go through and admit their weakness will never improve those weaknesses. Uh, it could lead to a very, very bad situation because it gives you that um, bad sense of false sense of security. Well, I'm not weak there. Well, if somebody comes along and proves you wrong, it could be very, very bad. But it also is, and the flip side of the coin, to be able to see what other people's weaknesses are. And you can use that, A, if it's an adversary against them, or B, if it's a friend, to help them, point that out to them. Hey, I was watching and it looks like you're doing it like this, and help them. Okay, if you have that ability, something's right here and it looks like a weakness for you. Might be a thing that you might want to focus on. And that's one of the things I think a lot of people are also weak on, is to have that to where they can accept somebody pointing that out, somebody that is going to have that ability to where you are doing something and then they can come in and give you that little piece of criticism, and you to utilize it, that it's constructive criticism. It's not them that they're pointing you down. Don't take it personally that they're tearing you down. They're actually trying to help you. So, but that's what I've got for you guys today. Hopefully, you got some value and some substance out of it. If you will, I'm going to issue the challenge. This channel is not here to just spoon feed you and give you a complete list. I want to get the ball rolling and get you critically thinking. So, down in the comment section below, give me 1 or 2 words that begin with the letter W, that we can build this list even bigger as a community. So, I hope you guys have a great day. I hope you have an amazing day. Stay tuned because there is definitely more information to come. And with that, I want to remind you, remain united because we're all prepping in this together.